Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I have an update for my Pan That palette. This was originally created by Amber F, so I will have her link down below. And the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group always comes up with a theme for every year. And this year's theme is Old Faithful, which was created by Lee Golder. It's basically a palette that has been with you for a long time. It is a tried and true palette that you love. It's always been by your side, but you want to get more use out of it. For that, my palette is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. I've had this since 2017. I wore it my wedding day. It is just a great palette to have around. The shimmers still work great, but I can definitely tell a difference in the formula in the matte shadows. I'm also working on a face palette this year, and it is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit, the Jellyfish palette. I am trying to use every single shade in this 100 times, and I will talk about that after my Sultry palette. If you are new here, I do mostly panning content. I am actively working through my collection because I am on a no-buy this year. I also do get ready with me's and palette bingos every now and then, so if that sounds good to you, I hope you subscribe before you leave, and of course give this video a thumbs up. I am not really feeling it today. I really did not want to film, but I knew this one would be quick, and I have not filmed any of my beginning of the month updates, like my Rolling Project 10 pan that palette, which is today, and then my pan those eyeshadows, and it's the 3rd. It is September 3rd. So I really need to get those filmed. And I figured this one would be easy for me to film, but unfortunately this project is not fun for me to update anymore. It's pretty discouraging, to be honest. So let's start the video. I know that is a great way to start. Not, but if you've been around here watching these updates, you might know, but I only have one more pan to hit in the Sultry palette. I will share what it looked like in the last months of this project since January. I had 7 pans in it when I began this project, and I have been, relatively quickly hitting pans in the rest of the shadows, but this matte pink has been giving me a lot of trouble. The shade Bloom. The shade is just not inspiring to me, and I feel like it's a chore to use. I am on the verge of it being like hate panning, and I really don't like that. I have found a way that I like to use it. I mix it with a matte purple, but I'm just kind of sick of doing that, and that's really the only way that I like using it. I was really hoping to have a pan by this update, but I think you can just tell by how I'm talking is that I haven't hit pan yet. I've used it 4 times, and I'm going to be very careful when holding this up because I dropped this palette. I don't remember when I dropped it, but some of the shadows have broken a little more. So like you can see some breakage here. It was mostly this shadow right there. But here is Bloom. There's definitely a dip, but I'm nowhere near pan. And I was really hoping to have pan by this update, September. Because I kind of think of this as I've wanted to hit pan by the end of summer. And I know that summer isn't really ending until later in September, but it just feels like fall is coming, you know what I mean? So I'm bummed, but I'm not going to be hitting pan if I only use it 4 times. So I did find out that I kind of liked it as a blush. I did that one time and I have not done that since. But this shade is so pigmented that I feel like even if I used it as a blush, I wouldn't be using a ton of product when I use it as a blush. So I don't know, you guys. I really don't want to give up on this. I really don't want to quit. But I really don't want to keep coming here and telling you I've only used it like less than 5 times each month. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but that is my update for the palette. And like I said, I'm also working on a face palette, the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit in the shade, or in the jellyfish part. I am wearing this today. I do enjoy this palette, and like I said, I want to use each shade 100 times, and if I divide that by the 12 months in a year, I had to use this palette 8 times every month, and some months I had to use it 9 times just to round it out to an even 100. So at the last update, I had 53 uses, I'm pretty sure, and I have used this 8 times since then, so I have a total of 61. I am pretty behind on my like projection, because some months I was not able to hit my 8 uses. I am happy that I hit my 8 uses today, but this is what the palette is looking like. I feel like I'm really close to hitting pan on this face powder. Hopefully you can see how like flat it is. And I feel like the highlighter and this powder is getting pretty flat as well. The blushes I mix together, so I don't use like a ton of those at a time. And then I'm still using my Franken contour that I scraped from that bronzer, so that pan doesn't look any different, but I will share a side-by-side of my bronzer, or my contour that I Frankened from that bronzer. So I do feel like this has changed, which is nice to see. This is very pigmented, so I don't have to use a ton of it. I do have this like all over my perimeter and in my cheekbones and on my nose, so I am pretty happy with this, but if I go too overboard, I look very gray. So that is my short and sweet update. I don't know what to say. So I won't, I don't know what to say. So yeah, leave me a comment down below. I already feel a little better after recording this, just to get it over with, because I was kind of dreading it, but now it's done and I get to post it. So if you're new here, I hope you subscribe. I'm not usually this down in the dumps. Yeah, I hope to see you all in my next one. Bye.